Now, winter might be coming. You might already have one eye on those mince pies, but my next guest is here to help. Our resident fitness expert, Niko, is here to help and give us some of his famous tips. Now, Niko, the first thing we're discussing is something that people can do at home. They might be looking just like you are on their sofas.
So I'm sitting how most of us sit at home these days. So we've got, you know, movies or Netflix on or something, some sort of movie program on, and we're slumped.
London Live.
Exactly, London Live.
Yeah.
Our bum is tucked underneath us. Our core or our abs are completely switched off, shoulders slumped, neck tucked forward, or we're on our mobile phones like this, when really what we need to do is kind of activate everything to fix everything. So we need to sit up, push the bum back, make sure the tailbone is underneath us, spine nice and aligned, core on, shoulders down and back, and I'm still comfortable here talking to you.
But other people say, well, they were comfortable before. What's the problem with being like that?
The problem with being like this is that nothing is switched on and that you're deactivating. And then when you do sit in that shortened position like this, all your chest muscles, they shorten, so that pulls your shoulders forward. Your hips, your hip flexors and your tendons in here, they all shorten. So when you do eventually try to stand up, you are then stiffer, and so movement is then effective and the quality of your movement and your exercise.
Other than just sitting up a bit straighter, as I'm doing now, just talking to you,
yes.
What can people be doing?
So people can be getting a little bit more flexible and concentrating on their posture. So for instance, be a bit mindful about it. So pull the shoulders back, switch the core on, be more upright. But what they can do is stretch. So all those things that we've shortened while we're living in London and we're checking our social media and being shortened, is trying to open those things up. And three of the key things that I would stretch are your hips, so the stretch that you can see now. Then try and bring your shoulders back, so open up your chest stretches, glute stretches, so things that stretch your bum, the stretch that you can see now on the screen. That one's very good for opening up the hips, stretching the lower back, and of course stretching your bum, which is one of the main things that tighten up.
Looks quite tricky, but obviously you can.
This is obviously at an advanced stage. This is my younger brother Jay, but yeah, he's very flexible. But you know, a little bit of stretching every day, sort of 5 to 10 minutes minimum, maximum.
That's one people can.
That's a little hamstring stretch. That's very useful. So that's for the back of the legs, and then that can impact on how you move through your lower back and your glutes, and keeping your posture nice and upright.
Now you talked about a time there, 5 minutes. One of the things people, I'm sure, often throw at you and throw out there is they're busy. They have time to be doing exercise. How important is it to be getting down that gym, getting an hour-and-a-half session in?
Exercise duration is a debate that goes on in fitness quite a lot. The World Health Organization says that we should do 150 minutes of brisk walking a week or 75 minutes of jogging. Now, I would argue about the quality of that exercise. So I would say 20 to 30 minutes of real decent exercises. So things like mobility and stretching, then a little bit of strength training, and then probably a bit of HIIT or metabolic training, so raising the heart rate. However, if you are time poor, you really can get a workout in about 10 minutes. If you get a little bit of a warm-up, really high intensity intervals, so things like Tabata training, so working for 20 seconds, resting for 10, and then upping the intervals and intensity there. Or it depends on your goals. If you want to build muscle and look bigger and stronger, you really are going to have to put the time in. You have to do 4 sets per muscle group in your body, and then keep training that way, so then your sessions increase to about 45 minutes to 60 minutes. It all depends on your goals.
And some of this, though, you talk about that, it can be done at home, some of the Tabata training, so some of the weight training as well.
Yeah, no, with Tabata training, it's really just the time structure. So it's like a 3-minute 50 workout, so it's 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. So you can pick one exercise, for instance, squats or sit-ups or push-ups. You do that exercise continuously for those rounds, so that's 8 rounds of 20 seconds, and you will exhaust that muscle, get your heart rate up, kick your metabolism into gear, and you will burn calories and feel a little bit fitter.
And of course, with all this, you've got to look at the diet, don't you?
You cannot leave the diet and nutrition. You can't out-train a bad diet. You can get stronger and fitter and move more efficiently and feel better. However, if you want to go for aesthetics and you want that body fat to come down, you're going to have to lower your calorie intake and increase the quality of your food. So good fats, good proteins, good carbohydrates.
And always much harder at winter, but good luck anyone trying. Niko Algieri, thank you as always so much for your top tips.